Two things I miss about working in fast food. Now, admittedly, working in fast food is for most people, and even for me, it was a horrible environment. You got customers that can be upsetting. You can have managers that are horrible. You have coworkers that are horrible. So fast food is not a good place for people to, um, work at. Usually, a lot of people hate it. That's why the turnover is very high. Management's bad, coworkers are bad, very upset customers. It's a pretty bad place. But there are two things I miss about working in fast food. Actually, the first is being busy all the time, being able to do simple tasks and be occupied all the time. Um, because I was able to be occupied all the time, it distracted me from a lot of things that were going on in my head, all the sadness and whatnot in my head. So, because I have issues I deal with because of my past, being able to constantly move and wash dishes or scrub things or sweep, wipe down tables, being constantly moving around doing these things kept things out of my head. So that's something I miss. Something else I miss is practicing languages with customers because that was actually something that kept my mind engaged, helping to learn these languages. Also, it was really nice because, these customers would get really happy that I was trying to learn their language. It was more than just simply hello, goodbye, have a good day. It was me attempting to actually learn their language. And it made these customers very happy. It made them feel more welcome. For instance, there were occasions where I don't speak Spanish fluently, but I know a little bit. We had occasions where we'd have a Spanish speaking family come in, and it would seem like only one person spoke English well. So, what would happen is, the one person would order for the family in English. So I would just finish up the order in Spanish. That way, the entire family is included in the interaction. And that would bring these customers back because this person is obviously trying to include everybody. So this person is trying to learn their language. So, these people who, not just people that spoke Spanish, but Turkish I remember one was Turkish. But these languages or Filipino even, Tagalog, these languages that some people don't really care to learn. If you just say hi or goodbye to them, they really appreciate it. So if you're really trying to learn the language, they will actually come back to your restaurant. And I noticed this, and people just keep coming back. So that's something else I miss. But those are really the two things I miss about working fast food was, just being busy and distracting myself with work. And the other thing is just, being able to practice languages. And honestly, cleaning the bathrooms usually wasn't that bad. It was only bad if they left it neglected until I got on to my shift. That was the only time it would get bad. But usually it wasn't that bad. It was worse in people's heads than it actually was to clean because you just go into it with the mentality of get in, get down, get done, get out. You just get that mentality. It doesn't take that long. And you just get the mentality of get in, get out, get done, you're good to go. And it doesn't take that long, really. You just hit the major spots. You just polish a few. You just wipe down a few things. You scrub a few things, sanitize, stuff like that. It doesn't take that long. It's really not that big of a deal. You just get in, get in, get out, and it's usually not that bad. Admittedly, it does get bad sometimes, but usually it's mostly in your head as to it being bad. So, as far as why I left, though, it was because of the horrible managers, the horrible coworkers. They'd make fun of me because I have autism. I have poor motor skills, and some of the things that were obvious to them were not obvious to me. I had trouble multitasking, so I tried to be better at multitasking and figure out a way to do it. And I was starting to learn, or because I had trouble with motor skills. I wasn't able to make the ice cream cone very well. So they were making fun of me for that, even though when we were slow, I would go out of my way to fill the orders for the ice cream cone to get extra training. But yeah, even managers were encouraging my coworkers to make fun of me because of these things I struggled with. So, plus, big problem was I've seen a lot of jobs is because I was always working and getting things done. If things didn't get done, people were spiteful towards me, even though I physically wasn't capable of doing that much work. One manager actually told me I was doing the work of 2.5 employees. So I was doing the work of multiple employees, and it's just there people were standing around talking that because things weren't getting done, even though I was doing the work of multiple employees, they still were spiteful because the things were not ready because even though it was their job to pitch in because I didn't get everything done, which was beyond my physical capacity, beyond the physical capacity of anyone, they're spiteful towards me and took out on me and making fun of me. So that's why I left there. But the things I really miss are being constantly busy, constantly working with my hands, and the other thing is just practicing languages. I'm planning to hopefully get into a volunteer position at the library, but I can't really go in there until like spring. I have to check back in spring to see if they'll allow me to do volunteer work, but I'd like to go to the library or to the hospital after everything's settled down. And when that's taken care of, I will just hopefully have a chance to practice languages. Now, obviously, if I'm in the hospital, I'm not going to be an interpreter. I can't do that without training specifically to be an interpreter. You have to have a license to be an interpreter. But I could possibly work in the gift shop, and interpret a little bit. But these places, the library and the hospital, are places where I would during break would have time to study, and I could also practice with native speakers when they came for services, practice languages with them. And also I could often I'd be very likely to just be busy a lot, doing busy work. So I think volunteering would be a good idea for me. I could be doing busy work. I could do a lot of things. So I'm going to get a pop socket. I'm going to go ahead and I've got some pop sockets somewhere in my apartment. Hopefully I still have them that I can put on the back of my phone. But yeah, that's just some things I miss about fast food. And these are also some plans I have in order to fill the void that I had that's left from not being able to partake in those things I miss.